Hey YouTube, it's Steve UK here. We are going to be reacting to the 3.3 special program. I know this was out yesterday, but unfortunately I was working, so we now get the chance to watch it with the Twitch chat, who you see above us as well. So if you do want to come and say hello to us, feel free to come and say hello at twitch.tv/Steven_UK. Come and be amazing, come and be awesome. And who are you going to be putting for? Let me know down in the comments. Let's go.
Hey, Traveler, what a surprise! I didn't expect to see you here. I bet you didn't waste any time
hey,
as soon as you heard that Inazuma was organizing a test of courage event, right? Huh? I know you. Oh, what am I doing? Well, obviously I'm here scouting out the place. I've been investigating the area and have already figured out all the plans for the event. Of course, I can tell you all the details. We're practically family. I'm Max Middleman, and this is the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special program. Let's roll the version 3.3 trailer.
Let's go. Wait, trailer? Ooh.
A friendly word of advice. Test of courage events tend to give rise to a variety of strange rumors and stories. So please, be sure to exercise caution.
Okay. Oh my god! Ino! Why, bro?
Who goes there?
So,
Gory?
is there really a ghost around here? Oh, I just
Yoy Mia?
have a feeling that it's staring right at us.
Paimon?
Are you talking to me?
Raiden?
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me.
You're the
From this
doctor?
day forth, Balladeer and Kabuki-mono will cease to exist.
What?
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Dottore.
Dottore?
Dottore! In that case,
Ooh.
I'll take some time for myself now. Squall and Fury.
This is very good transition. Wait, he can fly? Oh no. He can fly?
Dare to mess with me?
Wait, Faruzan? Another bard?
Too late for regret.
Was this Animo?
Have fun with this gift.
Oh, very nice.
Scaramouche. The
Okay.
mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
Yo, that is badass. All senses clear, all existence void. Wow, the trailer looks insane. Which probably means we are probably gonna be getting potentially another Arc Quest. I'm just guessing at this point. Oh boy. Oh boy. And we got to see the Doctor again in the trailer, which makes me happy. We also got to see Scaramouche, or the Wanderer, who actually looks like he can fly in the game. Just from the trailer. And then we've also got Faruzan, who looks like an Animo bard DPS support. It looks insane. Like, whenever she shoots, like, the monsters go into the arrow, which is pretty damn awesome. But who knows? Who knows? Let's watch it. Let's watch it. This is a code. This code has expired already if you are watching from YouTube. This was only valid until 2 PM UK time today.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special program. I'm your host, Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine in
Hey,
Genshin
Sarah.
Impact, and today I'm joined by...
Max, the one and only Middleman, voice of the one and only Arataki Ito.
Amazing.
And I'm Patrick Pedraza, voice of the Wanderer.
Patrick,
But
nice
up
to meet
until
you.
Now, travelers have only known me as Scaramouche, and everyone's been battling me in the game lately.
Yeah, that's true, but
Aw.
to be fair, it's a really cool fight.
It's a really cool fight.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm super excited to have the chance to share some upcoming content with everyone.
Thanks,
What
Patrick.
did you all think about that trailer?
Okay,
Looked
so
insane.
I definitely saw Irminsul in there, and I am really excited to find out more about it.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
that trailer had everything. It had everything. It had action. It had drama. It was lighthearted in places, but it was dramatic.
Yeah.
And it was
Dude,
scary.
I'm just super stoked for everyone to see Scaramouche's like backstory. I'm super excited about it for reals.
Heck yeah.
Well,
Me too.
speaking of that, following the story's development, Scaramouche is still in Nahida's custody. So I bet the question everyone's wanting to know is how he'll become the Wanderer.
Yeah, for sure. And there's quite a story behind that. If you're interested, then be sure to play through the Archon Quest interlude chapter in version of Genesis. There is so much to learn in this quest, so I hope everyone checks it out.
A new Archon?
Oh, come
That's
on,
pretty
man.
pog.
You can't just leave everyone hanging like that. How about some hints? Come on, please. Please.
All right. How can I say no to a
Interlude
cute
chapter.
Shinihito?
You can't.
That's a
Here's
bonus
little
chapter.
preview from the quest.
We ran into two people at the academia
Oh
today
my
talking
God.
about an essay.
That's
Turns
beautiful.
Out the topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. From what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained.
Wow.
And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Wow.
They guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
That looks insane.
Oh,
Pretty rad.
Wait, why are they talking about Tatarasuna?
I guess we'll have to see.
Wait,
It is
Tatarasuna?
interesting, though, to see the Traveler, Nahida, and Scaramouche all together so peacefully like that.
Yeah, but in this interlude chapter, Nahida will task the Traveler and Paimon with keeping an eye on Scaramouche while we go with him into Irminsul in search of some information.
Oh, interesting. So obviously Nahida must have some reason for deciding to keep Scaramouche around.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I'm liking Scaramouche's new style. Ooh, dude's looking sharp.
Heck yeah, always. Nah, right. And at this point, he's known by a completely different name, the Wanderer. I love
The
that name.
Wanderer?
Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's curious about what happened. I mean, it looks like he's really changed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm afraid that's all we can show for now. Travelers will have to experience the story for themselves in-game. I mean, it's better to explore the storyline without too many spoilers, right?
True.
Yeah,
It's
I
true.
guess you're right. Okay, we'll leave the rest for travelers to discover themselves. But the Wanderer is also going to be a new playable character in version 3.3. So
Ooh.
let's talk about that.
He's on the
I'm
banner?
sure many of our viewers are curious about his talents.
Heck yeah, sure thing. Let's have a look at the Wanderer in combat. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather
Yo.
pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Why is this guy so good looking? He flies? Oh my. What was that? So divine. So gorgeous. You just...
All right,
Think he's
Patrick,
looking at
you're
me.
up. Help introduce the Wanderer for us.
Sure thing. The Wanderer is a catalyst user and has an animo vision, so he uses wind blades to perform ranged normal attacks.
Ooh.
Wait a second, wind blades?
Not the same as the Traveler's wind blade, though.
Okay.
So, as everyone probably already noticed, the Wanderer can hover in the air when he casts his elemental skill.
Oh my god, that looks
Upon using his
insane.
elemental skill, he will first deal AoE damage before leaping into the air and entering a hovering state. So, while hovering, the Wanderer's normal and charge attacks will be converted into Kugo Fushudan and Kugu Tofu.
He can attack from the air, which
The
is
damage
nuts.
they deal and their AoE will be increased. Their damage will be considered normal and charge attack damage.
How high can you go with that?
Also, Kugu Tofu Kai will not consume stamina, and he can remain hovering for a certain duration.
That's awesome. I can fly.
That is
I know, right?
insane.
But he can't stay hovering forever. While hovering, the Wanderer constantly consumes Kuguryoku points to maintain his hovering state, which is the blue
Ooh,
meter
okay.
you see on the screen. Even if he doesn't move or attack, hovering will still consume Kuguryoku points.
Okay.
So this mechanic works a little differently than our typical stamina meter. There are many possible actions the Wanderer can perform while hovering in the air, which all rely on
Wow.
Kuguryoku points rather than stamina. So, for example, sprinting mid-air will consume additional Kuguryoku points to accelerate mid-air, and holding the sprint button will cause persistent point consumption to maintain speed. So, this effect will replace his default sprint. Jumping expends extra Kuguryoku points to increase hovering height.
Such a
Holding
unique
jump
character.
will cause persistent Kuguryoku point consumption to keep increasing hovering height. Of course, running out of points will end his hovering state.
Oh, okay. So travelers will need to plan their actions while hovering.
Exactly. So, with his talent, Jade Claim Flower, when casting his elemental skill, if it contacts Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, that instance
Yo,
of the
that
skill
looks
will
sick,
receive a
though.
corresponding buff effect depending on which element was contacted. So, for example, increasing his Kuguryoku points cap, attack, crit rate, or restoring a set amount of energy upon hitting opponents with a normal or charged attack. The Wanderer can have up to 2 different kinds of these buffs simultaneously.
Ooh.
Oh, look, check that out. Part of the halo behind him changes color depending on the buffs you get.
Wait,
So
Aqua?
travelers will be able to easily understand what effects the Wanderer currently has.
I like that. It's helpful and still looks really cool.
Yeah.
So you kind of had the
after unlocking
sprinted
another
phase,
talent,
and when
Gale's
you use his
Reverie,
element
when
mastery,
the Wanderer is in the hovering state,
he
if
flies,
his normal
he just
or
deals
charged
insane
attack hits an
damage.
enemy, there is a set chance to
And he's
gain
also
another buff
Cryer as
effect,
well.
allowing him to sprint midair without consuming Kuguryoku points. Additionally, this buff effect will fire wind arrows to attack the enemy.
Ooh.
Oh, dope. I'm sure extra buff effects like that will go a long way for players when they're in combat.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've noticed, there is a colorful aura of light around his body to indicate when that buff effect is triggered.
I saw that.
That's pretty cool.
This is very
I
unique.
love all the detail they've put into the Wanderer.
All right, this brings us to the Wanderer's elemental burst.
Sweet.
Yay!
So, check this
Sheesh.
out. Upon unleashing his burst, he compresses the atmosphere and stomps it down toward the enemy. So, travelers should note that if the Wanderer is in a hovering state when he unleashes his burst, then the hovering state will end and he will begin descending after
Yo,
the burst
what
is
is the
complete.
damage of that
Okay,
skill?
This stomping animation is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I know, and it actually suits his
Devil
character.
me,
Yeah, I
Scaramouche!
can't help but agree.
Wait. Let's not forget about the exploration talent.
Ah, yes. This is an interesting one. The Wanderer can decrease the Mora required when ascending bows and catalysts.
Hey, now, you can never complain
Ooh,
about
guys.
saving Mora. Am I right?
Okay,
Huh?
that's true.
Bows and
Alright,
catalysts
now that we've
reduce
seen the
Mora?
Wanderer, let's move on to the next new character. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yay!
Wait, what is that weapon?
What did you say? Oh, I'm old now, so every other phrase escapes my ears. Try calling me Madam Farozan.
Madam
And I'll see if I can pick
Farazan?
that up.
Ooh, adorable. Cute. Elegant.
Huh? What is it that you would like to learn more about? Different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms? The base layer design of elemental monuments?
She is gorgeous.
Wait. Did you forget to call me Madam Farozan just now when you asked your question?
Maybe.
Whoa. What? There's nothing wrong with being afraid of thunder, even at an older age.
Wow.
She sounds
Gosh.
sassy.
Yeah,
know.
and smart too.
Ignag Machinist?
She seems so awesome.
She's fun.
She's gorgeous.
I wonder what her skirt's made
I
out
know,
of.
her design is so cool and really detailed. I
It is
love it.
really good.
So, even though she looks super young, she's actually an old person? Like, her
She's
age might
old?
be-
Well, she's not that old.
I
Oh,
don't know,
right.
could've fooled me.
Farazan's age is
Zhongli
probably still
old.
nothing compared to Scaramouche.
Mm-hmm. But let's call him the Wanderer, Sarah. Please.
Okay,
The
you know who
Wanderer.
I meant. Actually, now that I think about it, yokai can also live a really long time too.
That's right, yeah, no, and speaking of age, isn't the Traveler's age also kind of mysterious?
Mm-hmm, that's true. It looks like all of our characters are intriguing.
Wow.
But it's safe to say that Faruzan is way older than most people in Teyvat. Faruzan works in the Academia's Haravatat Darshan and has been a Hairbod, which roughly means mentor, for over a century.
So, I bet everyone out there...
Over 100
thinks
years
she's
old?
also some kind of creature blessed with long life, you know? Like Klee?
No, she's actually just your regular, typical human being.
Oh.
Well, maybe not so typical.
Over
About
100?
100 years
The
ago,
normal human?
Farazan was an undisputed genius, traveling all around Sumeru and solving many puzzles and mysteries. The notes she left behind eventually became the basis of mechanical research for later generations.
Whoa, she sounds pretty amazing.
But later, she
She does
accidentally
look different to
stumbled
all the
into
other
some ruins
Genshin
while
characters.
trying
I
to
don't know
solve a
what's with
puzzle.
it.
There, she encountered
looks
some strange
delicate,
phenomenon which stopped
divine,
her from
elegant.
escape, and was trapped there for nearly 100 years.
Woo.
She eventually solved the puzzle and was able to finally return to Sumeru.
Can you imagine being trapped in a puzzle for 100 years?
Mm-mm.
Wait.
Puzzle?
So that's how she's been hairbod for over a century.
Yeah. And even now,
Puzzles?
she still has the pride of a scholar in her heart and is a very talented person. It's just that after being separated from the world for so long, she's kind of fallen behind the times now.
Oh, hey, I get what you mean. She was once a proud researcher in a niche field that has become unpopular after 100 years. So, is she still completely dedicated to her field?
Yep. And she often tries using her old age as a means of drumming up support for her ideas.
Oh, lovely.
However, I think she'd prefer to be complained about for using her seniority rather than garnering sympathy for her experience of being trapped in the ruins.
Yeah, sounds like she's quite the character.
I
She
know,
knows
right?
how to
Okay,
split the community.
So now that we've covered her backstory, why don't we take a look at Faruzan's abilities in combat?
Let's do it.
Fight.
Yeah, I'd love to see this. We didn't get to see any of the trailer.
100 years have passed, yet there hasn't been any change to those dumb rules at the academia. Dare to mess with me?
Oh, okay. An AoE blast?
Have fun with this gift.
Oh, okay. That's crowd control on a bot?
I love all the geometric shapes when she's playing. Did you guys see that?
Yes, there's so
crazy.
much geometry, and I took geometry.
It looks so cool.
Ah, yeah.
So Faruzan is an animo character, and she wields a bow as her weapon. Her normal attacks are the usual bow attacks you'd expect from a bow user, so there's not too much to say about that. But her skills are where things get interesting. Her elemental skill deploys a polyhedron that deals damage to enemies.
And it
After
sucks them
using
into
her
one as
skill,
well.
The next aimed shot will become a special attack that creates a vortex, pulling nearby
Yo, this is
objects and
great for the
opponents in.
Abyss.
Oh, nice. So she can clump enemies together.
And there's also another thing about her special charged attack. It will create a vortex effect at its point of impact, and if the attack hits an enemy or ally member, it'll apply a mark and create a vortex after a short delay.
Okay. So it looks like there will be a lot of potential uses for this attack. Travelers will have to experiment with it and see what they come up with.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing to try hitting teammates with the arrow in co-op mode and have them charge into the enemies to group them all together. I'll have to
Wait,
see
you
who
can
wants to
do
try it
that?
with me. After unlocking the talent Impetuous Flow, the time required for fully charging Faruzan's next shot will be reduced, and the arrow will reduce the target enemy's animo resistance. In her elemental burst, she deploys a dazzling polyhedron and releases a whirlwind pulse. Throughout its duration, the dazzling polyhedron will continuously move along a
Ooh.
triangular path. Once it reaches each corner of that triangular path, it will unleash one more whirlwind pulse.
Yeah,
Wow.
1 minute she's here, the next she's gone for 100 years.
How does that work with enemies, though? Do they get sucked into each location?
Even Sino's jokes are funnier than that.
It was pretty
All
funny.
right. Anyway, let's hear what effects these whirlwind pulses have.
Oh,
Sure.
here we go.
When the whirlwind pulse hits opponents, it will decrease their animo resistance. It will also apply an animo damage buff effect to all nearby party members when it's unleashed.
Ooh.
Travelers should note that the effective range of this buff is quite large, and it's not just within the whirlwind pulse itself, so there's no need to go chasing the polyhedron. After unlocking her talent, Lost Wisdom of the Seven Caverns, when a team member uses normal, charged, or plunging attacks, elemental skills, or elemental bursts to deal animo damage to an enemy, the damage will increase based on Faruzan's base attack. This effect can only be
Did they
triggered
give
once
this
per
Scaramouche and
duration
this
of attack.
Faruzan?
Oh, so it
No,
seems
bless
to be
it.
the solid
These are doing
support.
no
Yeah.
damage.
Totally. And as a researcher of mechanics and puzzles, Faruzan has taken it upon herself to explore many ruins, with her travels taking her all across Sumeru.
Oh,
Her
super
exploration
exploring.
talent reflects this. and she gains more rewards when dispatched on a Sumeru expedition for 20 hours.
I'm
Oh,
sure
okay.
no other mentor in Haravatat has 100 years of experience in solving puzzles.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's pretty hard to beat.
Mhm.
So, the big question is, when can travelers expect to get these new characters?
That is a good question.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the upcoming event wishes. In the early part of version 3.3, the Wanderer and Arataki Ito will be
Wanderer
available
and
via their
Ito?
own event wishes.
Okay.
Farazan will
Yeah, is
also
that a
be
third
making her debut
rerun?
in these event wishes.
Eula, Shenhe,
In the later parts
Shootout?
of version 3.3, we'll be seeing
Why
rerun
did
event wishes
Shogun
for both
and
the Ren
Ayato-
Shogun
what?
And Kamisato Ayato.
Take my
And
credit card
last but
right
not
now.
least, the new 5-star catalyst, Tule
Ooh.
Tula's Remembrance, will be appearing in a
Tule
new
Tula's
weapon
Remembrance
event
as a
wish.
And
catalyst?
that's not all. In version 3.3, 2 brand new artifact series will become available. So travelers should be sure to check out the corresponding domain.
Woo! More artifacts!
New artifacts?
Alright.
I hope travelers will
Desert
have fun
Pavilion,
experimenting
Chronic,
and trying new
and
combinations.
Flower of Paradise.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already talked about a ton of new content, so why don't we take a quick break with another redemption code?
Sounds good. Roll
Oh
out
my.
the code.
Woohoo!
Is it me? Or during this whole speech with the chippy characters at the bottom with the 3 voice actors, is it the only one that stays in character the whole time? But views on the current characters, Scaramouche, he can fly? Hello? The things we could probably do with that is going to be nuts. Faruzan, okay, when I first see the AoE going like that, I thought this is amazing, like the mobs will follow. I don't know if it's going to be as good as everyone thinks, but if you have mobs that are like scattered around the arena, it's going to hit them all and then do a massive burst at the end. It will be great to see, but Hoyoverse, if you're watching this, please change it from the Noblesse side because they're no good for these characters. Please, I beg of you. And yes, I will be pulling for Scaramouche before anyone in YouTube asks. But everyone in YouTube, let me know down below if you're going to be pulling for Scaramouche, or if you're going to be saving for Ito, Raiden Shogun, or Yato, and if you're going to be pulling for Faruzan.
Welcome back to the version 3.3 special program. Okay,
Events.
Patrick, what do we have next?
So next, we'll be covering the upcoming events for the new version.
That's right. We've already mentioned the Test of Courage event, and I'm sure plenty of you were wondering about that. So let's
Is that
start
Umbrella?
Aha! You must be here to participate in the Test of Courage. I can already see a dark aura surrounding the two of you. If you carelessly go running into the event,
Who is
all
this?
it'll take is one little misstep, and the darkness will swallow you up.
Who is this?
Strange and unusual things may occur along the way. If you ever feel you can't handle it, you may withdraw from the event at any time.
Ooh.
This is your last chance. I'll count it down. 3,
Another eye patch character?
2, 1. Welcome to the Test of Courage. Enter at your own risk.
Test of Courage?
That was pretty interesting.
You get a parasol as well?
I mean, it is a test of courage, so I'm sure there'll be some scary stuff going on there.
I ain't scared.
Anyway,
And you get a
to
sword?
successfully clear this event, we'll be facing a series of little tests.
Ooh, what's this? Tests, you say?
Yes, that's right. Word has it that if you walk around the test of courage, you might find yourself encountering a special sort of game. We've already got the rules down, so I'll do a quick introduction. Basically, travelers will have to control a bouncing bar to bounce a ball and use skill ball
Ooh.
effects to break
Tetris-
as
not
many bricks
Tetris.
as possible.
Okay.
Pac-Man,
no
not Pac-Man.
Seems pretty straightforward.
During the game, travelers
Space
will be able to
Raiders.
trigger
There we go.
elemental reactions to break bricks more effectively.
Nice! It even has elemental reactions.
Yeah, we can control the character to move the bar. When the character we're using is either Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro, the corresponding element will be applied to the bar.
Ooh.
By switching characters, you can change
This
the
looks
element
fun.
of the bar.
Okay, all the pieces are falling in place now. The bar can infuse a certain element, and the blocks also have their own elements, so causing a skill ball of one element to hit
Lost his
blocks
ball.
of different elements will trigger elemental reactions. There, how'd I do?
Yep, you nailed it. The bar will add the element corresponding to your character. Besides triggering reactions the way you just mentioned, if a skill ball is already infused by an element and it hits the bar, it will
This
also
looks super
trigger a
fun.
reaction, causing the skill ball to have some additional effects. When preparing your team, you can equip modifiers to receive various buff effects, which will help
Ooh.
you successfully clear the challenge.
Oh, nice.
Also, when there are less than a certain amount of bricks on the board and the ball lands another hit, the bar will unleash fireworks.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Travelers
awesome.
can utilize this effect to break some bricks that would normally be difficult to hit directly.
It's like a bonus attack.
Yo, who's playing this game? Is it like my
So,
Like,
travelers will need to
4-year-old
select characters of the
friendo?
right elements, equip the appropriate modifiers, and use different elemental reactions
so
to
bad
break
at
bricks
it.
and score more points.
And then travelers will be able to use their points
Need
to
later
exchange
codes?
for rewards in the event shop, correct?
That's
this is
right.
insane.
Also, travelers will have the option of teaming up and playing the event together in co-op mode.
In
Looks
co-op?
like a lot of fun.
How'd you do it in
Super
co-op?
fun.
Yeah, in addition to this minigame,
Oh
the
my.
Test of Courage storyline will also contain more challenges. Travelers will even have a chance to meet with some good friends again, so be sure to check out this new event. All right, let's move on to our next event.
Okay, so next up, we have a race event called Across the Wilderness.
Across the world.
Your objective, collecting balloons.
Woo!
I don't know, seems like the Wanderer's abilities might come in real handy here.
Celebration
I know,
event?
right?
So, in this event, each stage will have wilderness balloons scattered all around. Travelers will need to find as many wilderness balloons as possible within the time limit to earn increasingly better rewards. So, during the challenge, travelers
okay.
will be able to utilize their character's skills and talents. So,
Kazuha
it'll be important to
approved?
assemble the right team depending on the traits and terrain of the challenge area.
Oh,
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, so travelers can also
Kazuha
use something
Veri?
called the Wilderness Compass to obtain various buffs, which include enhanced jumping capabilities, increased movement speed,
Okay.
or unlimited stamina, etc.
Ooh, cool.
However, you can only claim one buff during each challenge. You must consume Blessed Energy to use the compass and gain the selected buff. You may charge the compass up by finding wilderness balloons or interacting with Blessed Energy in the challenge.
Unlimited
Or you
stamina.
can always wait for the compass to passively charge over time.
Yo, this
And it's on a
event looks pretty
boat
crazy.
near,
It's almost
near
like
Liyue
watching
Harbor.
parkour.
I wonder if it
there are
works
two
outside the
different kinds of
area.
wilderness balloons in these challenges.
Could
The
you
first is
cross the
harvest
sea
balloons, which
in
will
the event?
increase the overall progress of your search for wilderness
Oh, I
balloons.
wonder.
The other kind is sonar balloons, which will cause several harvest balloons to appear around
Wonder
you
Woman,
for
yeah,
a
Wonder
set
Woman
amount
would be
of time.
awesome for this as well.
That's awesome.
So there will be
Kazuha
5
Veri,
stages available
Wanderer.
for this event, and travelers will need to consider the conditions and terrain of each stage to come up with the best
Maybe
way to
even
complete it.
Xiaoyi as well, yeah.
Also, travelers may team up in co-op mode for challenges.
Ooh, more chances to
Co-op
play
as well?
together. I love it.
Yeah, same. Okay, let's move on to our next event.
Another
Everyone's
event?
favorite game of hide and seek is back with the Wind
Yo,
Trace
let's
event.
go.
And of course, this
Wind
is going to
Trace?
be another co-op event, and
I
for one,
love
am
this
super
event.
excited for it.
There's nothing like a good co-op. Many of you might already.
This is
be
one of the
familiar with
best
this
events I
by
think I've
now,
played in Genshin.
But there have been a few changes. Let me introduce what travelers can expect to see this time around.
Changes?
We can probably skip some of the basics this time. You know, players either hide or seek. And then...
Okay, wait a second. There actually might be some new travelers out there who've never seen this event before.
Ah.
So, why don't you start with some of the basics?
Right, good point. Okay, let's start at the beginning then. This is a game with a long history in Mondstadt. Travelers will be split into 2 different sides, the Rebels and the Hunter. You will need to use skills and master the art of hiding or chasing down others to win this event. The goal of the Hunter is to capture all the Rebels, while the Rebels run or use other means to keep themselves from getting caught by the Hunter.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's straightforward enough.
One of the
So,
best events I
what
think
else
I've
you got
ever
for us?
done.
Well, some travelers may remember playing as the Rebels and getting caught early in the game. Once that would happen, all you could do was spectate and watch the rest as the others continue playing. But this time around, once you're caught, you'll still be able to participate in the match even in observer mode.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once you're in observer mode, you
Oh,
can't be
okay.
seen by other players and will receive the illusory beacon skill. This skill will allow you to place a random beacon to confuse the hunter. If your beacon successfully tricks
Ooh.
the hunter and is destroyed, then the hunter
Okay.
will suffer an obscured vision.
So you're
effect.
a ghost?
So, even after you've been captured, you can be like a little ghost, trying to help your teammates by disrupting the hunter.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. And at least
You
you
can't
won't have to
troll
sit
me.
there and just
No
watch
one
the
control
rest
me
of
on
the
this.
match anymore.
Exactly, but what does the hunter get this time? I mean, we gotta keep it fair.
Some new Windward arts have been added for both the hunter and the rebels. The hunter will now be able to use the hunter's net. This net can be thrown and will remove any rebel disguises within its range, and will notify the hunter that a rebel was detected. If a beacon is caught in the net, it will be destroyed, and the hunter will not suffer from obscured vision.
Nice. So, I guess if you love playing Hunter, you'll probably love this.
Oh yeah, you definitely should. The skill rebels used in previous versions of the game to place beacons can now only be used by players in observer mode. However, the rebels will be able to use an all-new concealing beacon skill. This skill will allow you to deploy a beacon for a set duration and remain invisible while you're around that beacon. All players, including your rebel teammates, will be unable to see you while you're invisible.
Oh, okay.
If the concealing beacon is destroyed by the hunter, then the hunter will have their vision obscured for a short time. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you
Sounds
end
like
up
a good
being
event.
captured by the hunter at the start of the game, you'll still be able to participate
801?
and assist your teammates.
Let's go.
And did I mention Primo Gems and other rewards?
Woo.
The good stuff. So be sure to check it out.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
weapon essential
Seriously, I
materials
can't
as
wait to
well.
play with friends. Okay, our next event is a combat-based event.
Time for some combat!
Whoop, whoop.
In a forbidden place warded by dust and sand, mysterious foes have
Realm of
assembled lines of
Sand.
fortifications to stop your coming.
Ooh.
That's right, a new edition of Misty Dungeon will arrive in version 3.3. Stoked.
Sweet.
But this time around, there will be a total of 7 trials with different themes awaiting you in the Misty Dungeon. Each has a different leyline disorder, and travelers will have to adjust their teams according to the disorder's effects and the distribution
Oh,
of
okay.
enemies. There will also be trial characters for you to select from as well.
Trial characters and
After
your
entering
own.
the domain, travelers will
approve.
need to go and complete 3 challenges to collect ancient runes. After collecting power from 3 ancient runes, we can power up the control array and proceed to the final challenge. Also, throughout the trial, additional benediction
Wait, the heat is
mechanisms
actually
and
hidden
challenges will appear.
damage?
Travelers may choose to interact with these to increase the leyline disorder's effects or revive and heal your team.
You know,
Ooh.
if it
Free
were
me
up to
buffs?
I'd say just go for all the challenges.
I know, but
26
travelers, keep in
minutes? This is
mind
like
that
a
the
domain,
challenge
like a
objective for each
limited
trial
dungeon.
might be different, so be sure to check the objective and aim for that while proceeding. In terms of rewards, travelers can look forward to winning Primo Gems and other various
More
prizes.
Primo Gems!
Ooh, I like prizes.
And
Spoil!
last but not least, version 3.3 will also have leyline overflow events. Travelers can look
I need
forward
that.
to saving their resin and earning more Mora and experience books.
Nice, that's awesome. That'll be great for all the travelers out there still leveling up all their new characters.
I need Primo Gem
And
books.
even if you don't need those resources now, it's always good to stock up and have more on hand, am I right?
Yeah. So, travelers looking to upgrade their characters won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff.
In addition to the new version's limited time events,
Ooh.
version 3.3 will also be adding a new permanent game mode called Genius Invocation TCG.
Genius Invocation
Trading card games? Yo, let's go.
But before we get into that, let's take another quick break and enjoy a redemption code.
Heck
Yay!
yeah. Slap that code on the screen.
Okay, so during 3.3, part 1 and part 2, they are going to be having 4 new events, which all give Primo Gems, and one gives the crown, which is actually sick. So you're probably going to get between like 3 to 7,000 Primo Gems between that period of the 5 or 6 weeks of this patch, which is insane. I'm assuming they'll also give some prizes out for the TCG. I'm not too sure how it's going to work. We are going to view that soon. But I'm so excited that Wind Tracer's back. I'm kind of a bit disappointed it didn't come back in the 3.1. The little festival that happened outside of Mondstadt. But it's back. I'm happy about it. And I just can't wait to go and hide and seek again. It's going to be insane. It is going to be crazy. And the Misty Dungeons as well. An unlimited domain or dungeon where you can go in and try and get to the last boss. You have a 30-minute time limit, which is insane as well. Be good to see.
Welcome back, everyone. During our journey into VAT, we've stumbled across several NPCs talking about a game called Genius Invocation TCG. So next, we'll introduce this card game that's been taking to VAT by storm. In the version 3.1 special program, we already revealed that Genius Invocation TCG will be a card game where we can challenge various characters and NPCs
Permanent
or
card
battle
game?
against your friends. But there is actually a legend behind this game.
Ooh.
It is said that a young guy in Sumeru found an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opened it and discovered that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King had been captured inside.
The Crocodile King?
What a name.
It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During
It's
the
permanent,
match,
yeah.
The Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes.
Ouch, game over.
What a story.
After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him and helps him to gradually
Does anyone else love
climb the
Lumine's
ranks
little
to
book in the
becoming
corner
a
with a chibi
legendary
character?
TCG player.
Nice. Hang on, is it just me, or does that kind of sound like the plot to a light novel or something?
You're right. It turns out that Yai Publishing House is about to release a hit light novel series based on Genius Invocation TCG.
Okay, now this is starting to sound like a plug for Yai Publishing House.
Maybe.
Probably is.
But anyway, that's the legend on how Genius Invocation TCG came to be. Though it's probably just a story they came up with for marketing the game.
So while you were telling us about the story, I was over here researching the rules to the game. Basically,
any NPC
Genius
do this?
Invocation TCG is a game where you use a constructed deck of cards to duel against an opponent. The objective is to defeat all of your opponent's character cards.
That's right.
Also, there
This
are
is
many
literally
features and mechanics in
Hearthstone.
the game that resonate with Genshin Impact's gameplay, so it shouldn't be too hard for
Ooh.
players to get the hang of.
Right, I even saw some elemental reactions in the gameplay.
Yup, a constructed deck must contain character cards. And as you might expect, these character cards have a normal attack, an elemental skill, and an elemental burst. So when a character card deals elemental damage to an enemy,
Yo,
it will
tournaments?
cause them to be affected by that element. Then, you can switch to a character card of a different element and use their abilities to trigger an elemental reaction.
Wait, did you guys notice that there are even monster character cards? Can we even make a deck of, like, just the monsters from the game?
You're really getting into this, Max.
That's insane.
I like card games.
Who doesn't?
This is
So in
literally
Genius Invocation TCG,
Hearthstone
all
2.0.
actions require you to spend elemental dice. Each round, both you and your opponent will roll 8 elemental dice. Each
Ooh.
of these elemental dice can have any one of 8 elemental attributes.
Hold on, but there's only 7 elements in the world of Teyvat.
You're right. So in addition to the 7 standard elements, there's also one called the Omni element. The
Omni?
elemental dice required for a character card to perform an action correspond to the character's element. So, for example, a
Interested.
Pyro character like D-Luke needs either Pyro or Omni elemental dice to perform an action. Clear now?
Yep, crystal clear.
Omni element law
Also,
drop, hello?
Elemental dice can be used to switch characters or play a variety of other cards, such as equipment cards, event cards, and support cards. All these cards create the potential for a
Interesting.
variety of strategies.
Right. While playing Genius Invocation TCG, travelers can earn player experience, which will increase your player level. As your level increases, you'll be able to challenge more characters and NPCs. By
Wow.
completing challenges, you may earn lucky coins, new cards, or other rewards.
Primo gems? Yo,
Lucky
let's go.
Coins can be exchanged in the event shop for cards, or
Oh,
you
and
can even
weapons as
unlock
well?
dynamic skins for certain cards.
Dynamic skins? Those are
Ooh.
cards that have moving illustrations, right?
That's right. All character cards can unlock
Wow.
a dynamic skin. After unlocking that, there'll even be a cool bonus
Just card
animation
skins.
whenever you cast
Just
that
card
character's
skins.
elemental burst.
Cool.
And if you're confident in your TCG skills, you can also invite a friend to duel. After reaching a high enough player level, you'll
Why, who wants to
unlock
duel me first?
matchmaking Mode. So be sure to give it
Liana, looking at you.
Travelers should note that playing against your friends or other travelers won't count towards any leaderboards or provide any rewards. So
Wow,
you can relax.
this looks
It's all
insane.
just for fun. Okay, that's everything we have for Genius Invocation TCG, and that
Wow.
brings us to the end of today's special program.
Oh.
No!
So, what did you think?
Why do
It looks
have to be
amazing, so much
over?
more content.
There's so much that this version has to offer.
I can't even take it all in right now. I'm just super stoked to be
There's
part of this.
238
I think
cards
I just gained
that we have to
some
obtain as well.
points just doing
238.
so.
More grinding.
Man, the new characters look cool.
Someone crazy is gonna do that in
How
one
about
stream you
Scarlet
watch.
hovering? Like, that's
I
insane.
know, that's awesome.
That's super dope.
That's awesome. And I cannot wait to play in some of these events and mini games. I'm super excited.
I'm excited Wind Tracer's back.
This was so
And the Misty
fun.
Domain.
I'm really glad that we got to do the special program together.
I'm so happy I got to come back for another special program. This is my 3rd time being on one of these, and I can't wait for number 4. I'm counting.
I'm so happy. This is my first one, so thank you for having me.
Yay!
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes.
Doesn't it feel good to feel special?
Seriously, I'm
Do
just
you
like,
feel special?
Wow.
I really
What
do.
a special
Thank you.
program this was. 3.3?
Well, I think this is the end of our special program. So
Absolutely
I hope
crazy.
everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you in game. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye, everyone.
see you later!
Alright, so let's just recap on what 3.3 is going to bring before we end the video. So not only are we getting 2 brand new characters, Scaramouche, also known as the Wanderer, and Faruzan, who's a Animo DPS support team. They're a bow character as well. Wanderer could actually fly, which has me interested. Is this the route that Genshin Impact and Hoyoverse are going to take? They're going to implement different things, not just stamina, but they're going to implement a different sort of an amenity bar, like obviously goes down. I can see future characters are also going to have this as well. I'm very excited for that. And then we also got an interlude quest. It's not going to be the actual Archon quest. It's going to be an interlude, a bit like when we met Dainsleif, which looks actually insane. We get to know more story about the Scaramouche, especially with Ermin's Soul as well. Very happy to see that as well. And then with what we've also then got, like I said, we've got the character banners, and then we've got 4 different events plus the TCG. So if you are going to be putting for any of the characters, Scaramouche, Alataki numero uno until, if you want to pull for Raiden Shogun, the Archon Raiden Shogun is back, or one of the Kamisato clan, Ayato is coming back in part 3.3 phase 2, then make sure to do all of these events. You get a lot of primo gems from these events as well. There potentially, like I said, there will potentially be more story quests. There might even be a Scaramouche story quest. They didn't release it yet, but upcoming, maybe, we'll see. But let me know down in the comments what your favorite character is, and if you do like the video, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and turn post notifications on. And like I said, come and check us out on YouTube, and also on Twitter. Bye!